This is part 4 of our diversity learning series, Lunch and Learn. And today we're going to talk about mentoring. Our guest speaker is Dr. Ketra Armstrong from the University of Michigan. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
How can mentorship make the workplace more inclusive?
I think one of the ways that mentoring can help in the workplace is that it can harness the genius of everyone in the workplace.
The culture of the people influences the culture of the organization.
So when you're in a workplace and there are people who are doing very well, and they can serve as mentors, as guidance, providing guidance and leadership to those who may not be performing as well. And when you do that throughout, it creates inclusivity, because that process sort of gets people involved who were previously on the margins. So mentoring is a way of bringing them into the mainstream, equipping them with the skills, with the networks, with the guidance and support that they need. So for that reason, mentoring does two things. It helps with inclusion, but it also helps with workplace innovation.
What effect can mentorship have on a young person's life or anyone in the workplace?
Unless we're all to the point in our careers where we're just exceptionally over the top, and very few people are self-actualized to that point, we all could benefit from some mentoring. And so it also can help people who are in their mid-career, who are seasoned professionals, because we can all learn a little bit more. We can learn to do things differently. We can learn to think differently.
What are some important attributes of mentorship relationships that we should look out for?
I think the first thing is compatibility. They should have a shared vision, a shared values, shared interests, and there should be a willingness to give and take and share information. And so it is a symbiotic relationship. It is a give and take. And those ingredients, I think, together, when you put all of that together, I think it can make for a very, very valuable mentoring relationship.
What are some of the challenges of cross-cultural mentoring?
Oftentimes in cross-cultural relationships, our cultural biases, our cultural stereotypes tend to define what we think our relationship should be. And oftentimes they're so not true, because you can't paint everyone in the culture with the same brush. On the other hand, when there's cultural understanding, it can be so rich because of the cultural exchange that takes place between the mentor and the mentee.
How would you suggest that people get involved in mentorship in their communities and in their workplace?
In the communities or in the workplace, I think the first thing in mentoring is to own your talents. You have to know what you do very well. There's only one you. There's a saying like, be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. And I think that's the first step, is knowing your talents, knowing your gifts, and then understanding how your talents and gifts can benefit your workplace, can benefit your community.
So that's all for this session. Thank you, Dr. Armstrong, for coming and sharing your insights and your knowledge with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's been my pleasure.